Bismillahir Rahim. Inshallah, today we will start with chapter or tutorial number 3, probability and calculus. In, in this tutorial, we will study the random variable and two types of probability distribution, discrete and continuous. Also, how can find the cumulative distribution function for discrete or continuous probability distribution. After that, we will study how can find the mean or expected value and the variance and standard deviation. Okay. Firstly, the random variable. This is the function. Okay. That link between the sets and real number. Look at this example. Suppose that the coin flipped 3 times. Coin have head and tail. Okay, two faces for the coin. So if the coin flipped one time, just one time, so the sample space mean all outcomes. Okay, all outcomes, all contain all element that outcomes of any experiment. So if you flip it one coin, so you have outcome H or T. The face on the top appear H or T, HT. But if you flip it the coin 2 times, so the sample space may be the first time H, the second H, and the first H, the second T, or the first T, the second H, or T and T, tail. Okay, this is the outcome. But if you flip it 3 times, the sample space equal 8 outcomes. The first one H, 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 T, H, T, H, or T, H, H, or H, T, 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 H, T, or T, T, H, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The last one T, T, T. So we have 8 outcome. Okay. Now the learning outcome. The random variable that connect between the number of H, okay, the out experiment or outcome in the sets of S with the random via random variable or this function link with real number 0, 1, 2, 3, maybe half, and so on. Okay, so connect between them. For example, the HHH, if we if we have, for example, HHH and we count the number of heads, so this is connect with a 3. Okay, link with 3 because we have 3 H. But for example, T link with 0, H T link with 1, also T link with 1, and so on. Okay, for all 8 outcomes. This is the random variable. Sometimes random variable not equal a discrete 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, half, maybe sometimes must be interval. For example, if we have temperature or time, so must be have interval. For example, the temperature between 30 and 35, like this. I don't have temperature 30, 31, 32, and so on to 35. Maybe the temperature 30.001, 30.02. So this is must be in interval. Okay. This is the outcomes equal with the interval. So this is continuous. Now look at this. Wait. I mentioned about the discrete and continuous. Discrete, if we have outcomes, maybe infinite or finite, but we can count it. But if have the outcomes in the sample space by interval, so this is continuous. Look at the probability function. We can call the probability function, probability mass function, probability distribution, all of these with the same meaning. Okay. The probability function must be f of x greater than or equal 0. Okay. And the second condition must be the summation of all outcomes f of x. So this is must be equal 1. Okay, for example, look at this. If we have x, this is the value of x, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, and this is the f of x. This is equal, for example, 2 over 5, 1 over 5, 2 over 5, 2 over 5, for example. So we can see the f of x greater than or equal 0. Look at this f of x. All f of x not negative. Okay. All of these greater than or equal 0. But if we find the summation of f of x, of all f of x, this is f is 0 plus f1 plus f2 plus f3. So this is equal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 over 5. This is not equal 1. If not equal 1, we can conclude that f of x not probability mass function. Okay, this is not mass function. To find any probability, this is equal f of x. For example, what's the probability of x equal to? This is equal to over 5. This is the same f of x. This is the condition if we have discrete. But if we have continuous, the same f of x greater than or equal 0 for all x in R, but cannot find the summation because cannot find the or counting the value of x. So using the integration. The integration from minus infinity to infinity for f of x must be equal 1. Okay. Now If we have f of x as density function, we must verify that f of x greater than or equal 0 and find the integral from minus infinity to infinity for what? For f of x dx. If this is equal 1, so this is density function. Density function if we have continuous. Mass function if we have discrete. Okay. Here we cannot find the probability for one value. We must find the probability with interval. So because this is continuous, we must use the interval. X belongs to from A to B, for example. So what's the probability x greater than A and less than B? This is the probability. Find by what? By integration. Integral from A to B of f of x. Look at this. Two examples for discrete and continuous. F of x, firstly here, f of x greater than or equal 0. Look at f of x greater than or equal 0. Now, the summation of f of x, if we add summation, for example, f is 0 plus f is 1 plus f is 2 plus f is 3, we can found it by a 1 plus 3, 4 plus 3, 7 plus 1, 8 over 8. So this is 1. So this is probability mass function. Okay. Now, if we need to find, for example, a probability at x equal 1, this is easy. This is equal f1. And this is equal what? 3 over 8. If we need the probability for x greater than or equal 1, less than or equal, for example, 3, less than 3, okay, this means we need to find f1 plus f2 only, f3 not included because we don't have equality at 3. f1 plus f2, 3 over 8 plus 3 over 8 equals 6 over 8. This is the probability x greater than 1, greater than or equal 1, less than 3. Okay. In case we have f of x and we need to verify this is density function, firstly we must check f of x greater than or equal 0. And this is positive and this is positive. Okay. Positive over positive. Positive over positive. We have positive. Okay. Otherwise, the function equal 0. So, f of x greater than or equal 0. The second condition must be the integral from minus infinity to infinity of f of x dx must be equal what? Equal 1. So, look at this. We have piecewise function from minus infinity to infinity. Between negative 1 and 2, we have x squared over 3. But greater than 2, 0, less than 1, 0. So, the integral from minus infinity to infinity, this is equal what? This is equal the integral from minus infinity to 0 to, sorry, negative 1 to -1 for 0 dx, plus we have the function from -1 to 2 x squared over 3 dx, plus from 2 to infinity 0 dx. The integral of 0, 0. So we have integral for what? Only x squared over 3. This equal x to the power 3 over 3 multiply 3, 9. Now substitute 2 and -1. We have 8 over 9 minus, substitute 1, -1 over 9. Negative, negative, positive. So we have 9 over 9 equal what? 1. So this is the probability density function. Okay. Another example. Wait. Another example. Wait. Example. We have the table for function like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is 1 over 10, 3 over 10, 1 over 10, 2 over 10, 2 over 10, and 1 over 10. And we need to, number 1, verify that f of x is probability mass function. Okay. Number 2, find for example probability x less than 3, probability x greater than or equal 4, probability x greater than or equal 3 less than 5. To verify the function f of x is mass function or not, firstly, is f of x greater than or equal 0? Yes. For all x belongs to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All the value of x, if we substitute in f of x, the value of f of x positive. The second condition, the summation of f of x for all x must be equal 1. f1 plus f2 plus f3 plus f4 plus f5 plus f6. This is equal 1 over 10 plus 3 over 10 plus 1 over 10 plus 2 over 10 plus 2 over 10 plus 1 over 10. This is equal 1 plus 3, 4 plus 1, 5, and we have 5, so we have 10 over 10. This is equal what? 1. So the value, this is function. After find the value of the summation of f of x equal 1 and f of x, all the value of f of x greater than or equal 0, so we can conclude that f of x is probability mass function. To find the probability x less than 3, this means we need to find f1 plus f2. less than 3. This is x less than 3, just 1 and 2. So f1 plus f2 equal 4 over 10. Greater than or equal 4, so we have f4 plus f5 greater than 4, and f6. All of these greater than or equal 4. So we need to sum this one. 2 over 10 plus 2 over 10 plus 1 over 10. This is equal what? 5 over 10. Between two value greater than or equal 3. So 3 included. Less than 5. So 5 not included, but we have 4 also. So 3 plus 4, we have 3 over 10. Okay. Any question? Any question? In case we have example about density function with continuous random variable. Example, if f of x equal piecewise function x to the power 3 over 64, if x between 0 and 4, otherwise the value of f of x equal 0. Now we need to verify that f of x is probability density function. To show that this is density function, we have two conditions. The first one, what? F of x greater than or equal 0, and this is because f of x equal what? Sorry, f of x equal x to the power 3 over 64. This is positive and this is positive, so positive over positive, this is greater than or equal 0 for all x belongs to the from 0 to 4. Any value from 0 to 4, substitute here, we have positive over positive, because substitute positive, positive to the power 3 positive, and 64 in denominator positive. Okay. Second, عملت ريستارت للجهاز فصار يقلب صفحات احيانا لحاله، حساس عالي، فيعني ما بدنا نرد نعمل ريستارت. طيب نكمل. This is the first condition. The second condition, the integral from minus infinity to infinity of f of x dx, this is equal what? We have the function from minus infinity to infinity, and we have 0 and 4. This is equal 0, and this is 0, but this is x to the power 3 over 64. So, from minus infinity to infinity, I don't have the function for all of these intervals from minus infinity to infinity, because from minus infinity to 0, this is function 0. From 4 to infinity, this is 0. So I have only from 0 to 4. What's the function? X to the power 3 over 64 dx. After the integration of this function, we have x to the power 4 over 200 for 6 256, yes. 256, and substitute 4 and 0. Substitute 4, we have 4 to the power 4, 256 over 256. Substitute 0, we have 0. So this is equal what? 1. Now we can conclude that f of x is probability density function. نسميه BDF. Okay, any question? If we need to find the probability for some interval, for example, number 2, find probability x less than or equal to, or probability x greater than 3, or probability x between 1 and 3, by integration. So from to find the probability x less than 2, this means from minus infinity to 2. For what? For f of x. But we return to mention the function from 0 to 4. Less than 0, 0. We have the function from minus infinity to infinity, okay. But from 0 to 4, this is 0, 0, and this is x to the power 3 over 64. So any value less than 0, so we have 0. So the function from 0 to 2 only, because from minus infinity to 0, 0. From 0 to 2, this is can find the probability. Okay. Now, what's the value of function? X to the power 4, x to the power 3 over 64 after the integral x to the power 4 over 256, and substitute the 2 and 0. Now substitute 2, we have 16 over 256, substitute 0, 0, so the probability 16 over 256. Probability x greater than 3, this is equal from 3 to infinity. For what? For f of x. This equal from 3 to infinity. I don't have all this interval for one function. We have from 3 to 4, and above 4 the function 0. So we need to find the integral from 3 to 4 for x to the power 3 over 64. Over 64 dx. This equal, after integration, x to the power 4 over 256, and substitute 4 and 3. Substitute 4, we have 256 over 256, minus substitute 3, 81 over 256. This equal 6 minus 1, 5, 25 minus 8 equal 70. Okay, over 256. We need to find the probability between two value 1 and 3. This is very easy. This is directly from 1 to 3 for x to the power 3 over 64. This equal the integral x to the power 4 over 256. Substitute 3, we have 81 over 256. Substitute 1 over 256. So we have 80 over 256. Okay. Any question? Now we have a cumulative distribution function. Cumulative distribution function cumulative distribution function, this mean f capital for what? For probability function f small. Fx already we have, but f capital of x, what's the mean f capital of x? This mean find the probability from minus infinity to x. So the probability from minus infinity, okay, right, to small x. This mean, example about this, look at the, if we have x and f of x, and we have 0, 1, 2, and 3, and we have, for example, 5 over 20, 7 over 20, 3 or 4 over 20, and 9, 16, 4 also over 20. Yeah, this equal what? 20 over 20. Okay, so if we need to find the f capital of 2, this mean f is small 2 and less than 2 plus f 1 plus f is 0, like this. Okay, f capital the 2, this mean f 2 and less than 2, f 1, f 0, f minus 1 if we have f minus 2, and so on. So this is equal 4 plus 7 plus 16 over 20. This is the value of f2. But f small 2 equal 4 over 20. But f capital of 2, this mean f2 and less than 2. f2, f plus f1 plus f0. Okay? So this is different. This is called cumulative distribution function. Okay? Also in continuous, if we have continuous f capital, this means the integral from minus infinity to x. So if we have from minus infinity to infinity and we need to find f capital at x, this is x, this means find the integration from minus infinity to x. Okay, this is the value of f capital of x, and this is some properties. If we need to use f capital, the probability for density function from a to b, this called the integral from a to b, and we can find it by cumulative FLB minus FLA. Also, this means the integral from negative infinity to b. This means FLB. If we need to find the greater than b, we can find it directly from b to infinity for f of x dx. We can use this one directly, or 1 minus FLB, because this is, we can swap between less than to greater than to less than by subtract by 1. 1 minus probability x less than convert to less than. Okay, so this is FLB. This is FLB. So we can find it by 1 minus FLB. Now, how can find the cumulative distribution for discrete and continuous? Return to the previous example. Right? This one, for example. Here, we have this table and verify that f of x mass function and find some properties. Now we ask you about how can find number 3, find the cumulative distribution f capital of x. To find f capital of x, this is the same table, put it the same table, x and f x and f capital of x. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1 over 10, 3 over 10, 1 over 10, 2 over 10, 2 over 10, and 1 over 10. This is the f of x and x. To find the cumulative f(L1), this means f(L1) and less than 1, but we don't have less than x equal 1. But f(2), for example, this equal f(2) and less than 2, for example, f(L1). F capital of 3, this means f(L3) plus f(2) plus f(L1), and so on to find all the value of f capital. So at 1 equal the same f(L1). Okay. In 2, we need to find the summation between this f(2) and f(L1). So we have, we have 4 over 10. f(L3), the summation between 3 and 2 and 1. So we have 4 over 5 over 10. f(L4), 7 over 10. f(L5), f capital L5, 9 over 10. Must be last one equal, for example, 10 over 10 over 10 over 10, 5 over 5, 100 over 100, 17 over 7 must be equal 1. Okay, the last one must be equal what? 1. Okay, now we go to the some example in our slide. Wait. Look at this example. This is the probability density function, and we need to verify that density function. To verify density function, firstly, the first condition f of x greater than or equal 0. Why? Because we have x squared and the 3 positive over positive. So we have positive. Okay. Now, the second condition, we must find the value of integral from minus infinity to infinity. But the function from minus infinity to infinity, we have -1 less than -1, 0, greater than to 0, we have only x squared over 3 from -1 to 2. So the integral only from -1 to 2, the x squared over 3. After integral, this is x to the power 3 over 3, and multiply 3 in denominator, we have x to the power 3 over 9. Substitute 2, we have 8. Substitute -1, we have -1. We already find this solution or this integration before. To find the value of f of x must be integral from -infinity to x. To what? To x. And change the x to f of t, not f of x, f of t dt. Just because we have x here, so change the x in f of x to any letter, s, t, m, n, a, b, no problem. So from -infinity to -1, we have 0. So just integral from -1 to x. Integral from -1 to x, we have t to the power 3 over 9. Substitute x, we have x to the power 3 over 9. Substitute 1, -1 over 9. Negative, we have positive. So this is the value of f of x. F of x, x to the power 3 plus 1 over 9. Less than -1, we have 0. Greater than 2, we have 1 in f of x cumulative. Greater than the interval, our interval, this is 1. Less than our interval, this is 0. Okay? This is very important example. We need to find the constant A. We have constant A here. This is probability density function, but we have unknown A. We must find the unknown A. Okay? How can find it? By this formula. Because this is probability density function, so this must be achieved. From -infinity to infinity of f of x must be equal 1. Now we have interval from 0 to 1, so we need to find this integration, and after that we have equation to find the value of A. The integral of ax squared, this is ax, this is ax squared over 2, because add to the power 1 and divide by 2. Okay, we have x to the power 1, add 1, we have 2, x to the power 2, and must be divided by 2. Substitute 1, substitute 0, we have this equation. Now this is over 1, so cross the product, so we have A equal 2. Substitute A equal 2, so we have this equation, our density function. So we can find any unknown in the density function by using this formula. Okay, now if we need to find from half to 1, what is the integral from half to 1 for 2x? This is x squared. Substitute 1, 1. Substitute half square equals 0.25. This is equal 0.75. The final answer. This is easy after find the unknown A. Look at this also. We have f of x and the interval x greater than 0. X greater than 0, this means from 0 to infinity. Otherwise, the function 0. Otherwise, the function 0, because they put it this function for this interval. So otherwise, the function 0. Now, show that f of x density function. by integral from minus infinity to infinity, but we have only the interval for this function from 0 to infinity. Okay, now e to the power x integral of e to the power negative x dx, this is equal e to the power negative x over negative 1, the coefficient of x. We can put it like this. Okay, put it the negative sign in front of the term. Okay, now also we have some notes. Any number over infinity or any number over negative infinity, this is must be equal what? 0. Okay, now e to the power infinity, this is what? Equal infinity. But e to the power negative infinity, this is equal what? This is equal 1 over e infinity, and this is equal 1 over infinity, so we have 0. E to the power negative infinity, this is 0, because this is 1 over infinity. Now, substitute infinity here, this is negative, okay? Substitute infinity, so we have negative e to the power negative infinity minus substitute 0 e to the power 0. What's the value of e to the power negative infinity? This is 0. What's the value e to the power 0? Equal 1. So we have this one. Negative negative 1, so we have 1. So this is probability density function. To find the value of a probability between 2 and 3, this is just integral from 2 to 3. For the same integration, substitute 3, substitute 2, so we have this one. Also, less than 4. What's the meaning less than 4? Less than 4 from minus infinity to 4. But this function, the domain x greater than 0. So from minus infinity to 0, this is 0. So we can find it by integral from 0 to 4. Substitute 4, substitute 0, so we have this one. Like this is the final answer after simplifying. If we need to find x greater than 4, we can find it by from 4 to infinity. For e to the power negative x dx, this is equal negative e minus x and infinity 4. This is equal, substitute infinity minus e to the power negative infinity minus substitute 4 negative e to the power negative 4, like this. This is 0, so we have negative negative equal positive e to the power negative 4, like this. Okay, or by 1 minus b and convert greater than to less than. We can find it and use this one. Any question? Any question? Another example. The same. Find the value of A. This is the value of A that become f of x density function. So since this is density function, we have the integration from minus infinity to infinity of f of x equal 1, but the domain or the x only from 0 to 2. Now substitute, find the integral before substitute. Find the integral of 1 equal what? X. The integral of x square equal x to the power 3 over 3. Now substitute 2, substitute 0. Okay, substitute 2 equal 2 plus 8 over 3 minus 0. So we have 14a over 3. Cross product, we have 14a equal 3 by divide by 14, so we have a equal 3 over 14. This is the value of a. This is the value of a, and this is become f of x. Also, we must check f of x greater than or equal 0 or not, because if we have many a, sometimes a after substitute or find it in f of x, maybe f of x negative, and density function or mass function of x must be positive. Okay. Now go to the mean. Go to the mean or expected value. The mean or expected value, mean, this is the mu. Expected value, this is ex. This is the same meaning, okay, the same value. We can find it by for density for discrete by this formula. This is the summation of x multiply f of x. Okay. For example, if we have x and f of x equal 0, 1, 2, 3 over 7, 2 over 7, 2 over 7, and we need to find the mean expected value. This is must we find x multiply f of x, so this is equal 0, and 2 over 7 multiply x with f of x 4 over 7, so the mu or expected value, this equal the summation of x multiply f of x, this equal 6 over 7. Okay. If we have density function with continuous random variable, we must find it by this formula, by integration from minus infinity to infinity of x f of x. Okay. Example about this. Before finding the example, we have also the variance and the standard deviation. The variance, this is sigma square, but the standard deviation SD or sigma. This is equal radical variance. If we found the variance, for example, variance 9, so the standard deviation radical 9 equal 3. Okay? Very easy to find the standard deviation, but the variance must be using this formula. This is better than this one. This is more complicated. Okay, this is very easy. Use this one. Okay, if you use this one, this is expected value ex all square. Okay, this mean. So if we need to find the variance, must we find the mean or expected value. But this one, x square means in mass function, must we find the summation x square multiply f of x. In density function, find the integral x square multiply f of x. Okay, from minus infinity to infinity. Okay, this is not equal ex square. This is not equal ex all square. Maybe sometimes are equal, but in general this is not equal. Okay, because this is one equal the summation of x f of x. This is the ex. This is the ex. Okay. Or in density integral x f of x, but this one equal the summation x square f of x or integral x square f of x. So this is different. Example to find the expected value and variance in case we have the probability mass function. Wait, I need a blank slide. Example, let x and f of x zero, 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is equal to 3 over 12, 1 over 12, 5 over 12, 1 over 12, and 2 over 12. This is probability mass function. Number one, we need to find the expected value and then find the variance. Variance need find the variance and standard deviation. To find the variance expected value, we need to find x multiply f of x firstly. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is 3 over 12, 1 over 12, 5 over 12, 1 over 12, 2 over 12. Multiply x with f of x equals 0, 1 over 12. 2 multiply 5 over 12, 10 over 12. 3 multiply 1 over 12, 3 over 12, 8 over 12. Now, we need to find the sum of this one. The mu, or expected value, this equal, find the summation of x, f of x, this equal 1, 10, 11, and 11, 22. 22 over 12. This is the expected value. To find the variance, firstly, we need to find the ex square. So multiply x square with f of x. So x square multiply f of x, because the variance equal what? Ex square minus ex all square. This is from the previous exercise. Okay, this is 22 over 12 over all square. But to find ex square, we use this table to find ex square. So we have 0, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Okay. Now we have 3 over 12, 1 over 12, 5 over 12, 1 over 12, 2 over 12. Firstly, find the x square. After that, multiply by f of x. 0 square multiply 3 over 12, 0. 1 square, 1. Multiply 1 over 12. 2 square, 4 multiply 5, so we have 20 over 12. 3 square 9, 9 multiply 1 over 12, 9 over 12. 4 square 16 multiplied by 2, 32 over 12. So the summation of this one, we can find the EX square. This is equal the summation x square of f of x. So this is equal what? 1 plus 21 plus 9, 30 plus 32, 62 over 12. This one using here. Okay, so the variance equal 62 over 12 minus EX equal 22 over 12 square. Okay, now after compute by calculator, so we have 65 over 36. This is the value of variance. To find as D standard deviation, this is equal variance. This is the radical of 65 over 36. This may be equal also. We can put it as radical 65 over radical 36. This is equal 6. Okay. This is to find the variance or standard deviation and expected value. Okay. Any question? In case we have the density function, example, let f of x equal 1 over 4, 4 minus 2x dx, x between 0 and 2. Now we need to find the expected value. To find the expected value, we use EX equal the integral from minus infinity to infinity of x f of x dx. But the interval of f of x equal from 0 to 2. So the integral from 0 to 2 x multiply f of x, this is 1 over 4, 4 minus 2x dx. After simplify, before integration, 1 over 4 multiply 4, this is 1x. And x over 4 multiply 2x, we have negative x squared, 2 over 4, so we have 2 in denominators, dx. The integral of x squared over 2. Integral of x squared over 2, this is equal x to the power 3, 3 multiply 2, 6. Now we need to substitute 2 and 0. Substitute 2, we have 4 over 2, this is 2 minus 8 over 6. Substitute 0, this is equal 0. So we have 2 minus 4 over 3 after divide 8 and 6 by 2. 2 equals 6 over 3 minus 4 over 3, this is 2 over 3. This is the expected value. Mu, mean or expected value, this is equal to over 3. Okay, any question? If we need to find the variance and standard deviation, find the variance and standard deviation. We need to use the value of mean in previous exercise. So because the standard deviation equal what? EX square minus EX all square. Okay, this value from previous exercise equal what? Sorry, 2/3. Okay, now we need to find EX square. This is equal the integral from minus infinity to infinity of x square of x dx. This equal the interval of f of x equal from 0 to 2. And we have x square multiply 1/4 4 minus 2x dx. After simplify, we have integral from 0 to 2, x square over 4 multiply 4, we have x square over 4 multiply negative 2x, we have x to the power 3 over 2 dx. After integration, we have x to the power 3 over 3 minus x to the power 4 over 4 multiply 2, 8. This is from 0 to 2. Substitute 2, we have 8/3 minus 16/8. Substitute 0, we have 0 minus 0. Okay. Now, this equal 8/3 minus 2. This equal 6/3. This is 2/3 also. Okay. So, we can find this variance equal EX square minus EX all square. This is equal 2/3 minus 2/3 all square. So we have 2/3 minus 4/9 multiplied by 3, we have 6 minus 4, 2/9. This is the variance. To find the standard deviation, this is equal sigma, this is the radical 2/9, so we have radical 2/3. This is the standard deviation. Okay, any question? Any question about the standard deviation, variance, mean? This is the last subject in this tutorial number 8 and in the course. Any question؟ طيب بنكون هيك انهينا هذا التوتوريال نمبر 8 اخر توتوريال وانهينا الكورس. لا ننسى انه بكره اخر موعد للتسليم، بعد هيك راح يتم خصومات بعد انتهاء يوم الاحد اللي هو 11/7 صح 11/7 يوم الاحد، نهاية يوم الاحد لن يتم استقبال أي ملف. طبعا اللي بيسلم بعد بكرة آخر يوم اللي هو الخميس، اللي بيسلم الجمعة أو السبت أو الأحد طبعا في خصومات حسب التسليم. أوكي، فأتمنى أنكم اليوم تبادروا في التسليم، لأنه عدد التسليم قليل يعني، أنا شايفه ما أعرف ليش شو منتظرين يعني. وأنبه أكثر تنبيهي على البلاجرزم، على البلاجرزم والنسب التشابه. الخصم يعني ما في أي مراعاة، مجرد ما يطلع اسمك متشابه مع ملف آخر يتم الخصم عليه. أي سؤال؟ في أحد سمعته كان بده يسأل؟
قصدي يوم الخميس إلى أي ساعة التسليم يكون يعني؟ لأن نهاية اليوم يعني؟
نهاية اليوم الساعة 11:59 مساء. بعد 11:59 هذا خلاص يعتبر يوم جديد. بس إنه ليش تسأل لنهاية اليوم يعني المفروض يسلم الطالب يعني معه وقت كان كافي يعني. أوكي، ما تدري شو بيصير، السيستم علق ما علق هذا مو ذنبي أنا. النت علق عندك، النت خلص، صار مشكلة بجهازك، ما راح تتدارك آخر 5 دقائق ولا 10 دقائق أو آخر ساعة. فرجائي يعني الحار يعني سمعنا كثير قصص من طلاب وتأسفنا عليهم، لكن القانون قانون. مجرد ما سلم بعد الساعة 11:59 يعتبر يوم جديد. أوكي، بالنسبة للفاينل نزل توقيته، الفاينل مش لنهاية اليوم، الفاينل ليس لنهاية اليوم، من الساعة 5:05 بيفتح مساء للساعة 5:05 يوم الجمعة. بيفتح الأربعاء بسكر الجمعة، بيفتح 28/7 بسكر 30/7. أي سؤال آخر؟ طيب يعطيكم العافية، سامحونا إذا قصرنا، وإن شاء الله نشوفكم في مواد أخرى ما نشوفكم في هذا الكورس. نتمنى لكم التوفيق. أي استفسار بإمكانك بالإيميل تتواصل معي. سامحوني إذا يعني عند الطالب بعض الأعذار الشخصية وما قبلتها لبعضكم من ناحية الكوزز، درجات الكوزز. ما ننسى أنه الأسبوع القادم عندكم 2 كوزز، يوم الأحد ويوم الثلاثاء. يوم الأحد ويوم الثلاثاء، صح؟ الثلاثاء ولا أنا مخطئ؟ لحظة أتأكد.